Hey guys, what's up? Nate here from Protoculture and Shadow Chronicles, back again here at Sonic Academy today with another installment in our top 5 free plugin series. Today we're going to be taking a look at synths, so I've got a few of my favorites lined up. Let's dive in and check them out. Cheers. Right, so the first synth we're going to check out is the mighty VCV Rack. This is completely open source software, 100% free, and it is essentially a Euro rack modular system. And there's a huge movement behind this as well. There's a lot of free modules that you can download. Some of them are paid, but it's pretty incredible what you can do with this. The only downside being that it currently isn't a VST plugin. There is a system of getting it into your DAW if you want to, but it's not that simple just yet, although the VST plugin is on the list of intended updates at some point, so we'll just have to wait around for that. That said, the quality of the modules is just stellar in this. Very much like Softtube's modular, however, this is 100% free and there are more modules available. I'll take a quick listen to what it sounds like. It's just a simple patch I've put together using some of the mutable instruments modules and some of the VCV modules as well. So there you go, just a gem of a piece of software. This a real sound designer's dream. This we'll just right click quickly and you can see the amount of modules that we have available here. There's just thousands of things that you can download as well. I've just got the audible instruments, which is the mutable instruments one. Some of the Michael Hetrick ones is from Unfiltered Audio as well. So yeah, definitely if you have ever been wanting to get into modular, this is a great place to start. There's no investment in this at all, and this could be the best way actually to get into the hardware side of things as well, so you understand what's going on before you start investing in expensive modules. Cool, so that is VCV Rack. I highly recommend you go and check this one out. Let's move on to the next one. We're going to dive back into Cubase and check these out. Right, so the next one we're going to check out is the Mono Fury from Full Bucket Audio. They actually have a number of free VSTs available on their site, including the Korg 3200, which is great, but quite complex as opposed to this one. I love the simplicity of this, and I was a big fan of the Monopoly, which it was, and which this is actually modeled after. Great for sort of big bass sounds and stuff. It's got a great tone to it. We'll take a quick listen to this. Does come through quite hot, this, so you want to watch the volume on this one. It has a unison mode. We've got 4 oscillators over here. You can run this in normal mono as well. And there is a poly mode, so that you can play up to 4 notes at the same time. You've got your modulation sources over here, filter, all pretty standard fare, noise source as well. There are a couple of cool little quirks with this one as well. If you click the little I guess danger sign down at the bottom here, you have a few tweaks that you can make to this. One that I quite like is the round robin mode. If you turn that on, it will flick through, in mono mode, it will flick through different oscillators. So you can actually have different settings just by hitting one note. And that becomes quite interesting as well when you turn the arpeggiator on. And let's just set our tempo up a little bit faster. So yeah, we'll take a look at one or two of the other presets as well, just so you get a feel for this. Cool, so that is the Mono Fury from Full Bucket. Go and check that one out as well. Great little synth and nice and fun to play around with, especially for those big bass sounds. So the next one that we are going to look at is the Tyrell N6 from UHE. I'm just using a different skin on this one, which you can download from the UHE website. I believe this is the Hoverland skin. This kind of resembles a Juno slightly. There's a couple of things that you'll see that look quite similar to Diva. The chorus, for example, is pulled straight out of Diva. You've got two oscillators, including, and then additionally a sub oscillator, a noise oscillator, and then a ring source and a feedback oscillator as well. You've got a really nice filter section on this as well. It morphs between a low pass and a high pass filter. So that's your low pass. You can then morph between that to the high pass filter, and it also has a band pass mode as well. Also a really super simple synth to program this as well. It's really enjoyable playing around with this. Your two oscillators, you have your basic wave shapes here, sine and saw for the second oscillator, and then you have a pulse width modulation that you can access over here. And then your LFOs and your mod matrix down at the bottom. Let's just take a listen through some of the presets in this as well. Let's go and check out maybe some of the pads. Turn on the chorus for this one. Nice sort of Juno-esque pads. So yeah, that is UHE's Tyrell N6. Highly recommend checking this one out as well. This was a toss-up actually between the Tal Audio Alex, whatever the old version. However, it doesn't support 64-bit any longer. That's why I discounted that one. But yeah, this is about as good as it gets if you're looking for something that sort of follows along the lines of the old Juno 106. Right. So if you are not invested in Native Instruments at all, you need to go and download the complete free bundle. So my next selection here is actually the Reactor Player. I'm running this in the full version of Reactor, but you get the Reactor Player for free, along with the Electronic Instruments 2 bundle for Reactor. And the standout one there for me is this little guy called Laserbase. I love this synth. It's an additive synthesizer, but it has just such a unique sound to it, and definitely something that you want to add to your plugin collection. We'll take a listen to some of the presets out of this. Does such a good job with these sort of digital wobble sounds. And mostly bass sounds out of this, but just like I said, you know, the really cool, very original sounding digital sound out of this thing. So you have a single oscillator, but it works on partials or additive synthesis, and then a number of modifications that you can make to that oscillator: the dispersion ratio, multiplier, and adder, and then this beating part beating section, which kind of adds modulation. It's almost like a unison kind of effect. And then your modulations for the filter over here as well, and then the brightness, which would add partials in as well to make the sound brighter. Yeah, definitely go check this one out. There's a number of other ones that you get as well. Carbon 2 being another one that's actually a great sounding synth as well. So definitely go and download this. You'll also get a number of libraries for contact player as well. So there's some sampled stuff in there, which is worth getting as well. So let's move on to the next one. I was slightly hesitant to add this into the list because it technically is free. However, you do need a fairly recent copy of Computer Music Magazine to be able to access this. But it is just so good that I had to include it, along with some of the other ones as well. A 3-month digital subscription will cost you $9. It's like the price of a large cup of coffee. So it's totally worth it. And you get some large amount of really usable software basically for free with the magazine. The highlight for me is this guy, Basile from UHE once again. It's a scaled down version of the full version of Basile. The only difference being that it has 2 oscillators and a single filter as opposed to 4 oscillators and 2 filters. But that doesn't stop you from getting truly massive sounds out of this thing. Also, if VCV Rack was a little bit too over your head or a little bit too complex, this might be a really good starting point if you're wanting to get into modular as well. It's semi-modular. It works pretty much the same way that you can connect your cables up to different things to make your patches. And it has some really unique sounding oscillators as well. So you have your waveforms between a sine and a saw there, but then you also have this fractalized controls over here, which you can modify the saw and this can also obviously be modulated. Let's That's just no filters or anything. That's just a single oscillator with an LFO modulating some of its parameters there. We will just take a look at some of the presets as well. Also has a sequencer included as well, which is a really nice addition. Great lead sound this. So you can see just really fat sounding synth this, and not handicapped too much by the fact that it is a free version at all. It's still very capable of making incredibly complex and great sounding patches with this. I will just, as an honorable mention as well, if you do decide to go the computer music route, which I highly recommend you should do, there is some very good stuff in there. Another one to check out is the Synthmaster CM. It's a scaled down version of Synthmaster, which I actually own as well. This one just doesn't have all of the synthesis forms, but it does have this sort of scaled down wavetable, 2 oscillators, the filter, and all the effects from the original as well. Definitely worth checking out. And lastly, also incredible bang for your buck is this voltage modular, which comes with the computer music stuff as well. This is the base model, but there's no limitations to this at all. It's just lacking a few of the modules that come with the full version. I think the full version has over 100 modules. This one has 22, but it's more than capable of creating some decent patches with what they give you. So yeah, just those are worth checking out as well, but Basile was my pick from that lot of the computer music stuff. So that will bring me to the end of this video. There's a bunch of other free stuff worth checking out there as well, but these are sort of my standout favorites that I actually like to use in my projects from day to day. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will catch you guys again soon right here on Sonic Academy. Cheers.
Thanks everybody for watching, commenting and indeed liking. We really do appreciate all the support we get here on our Sonic Academy YouTube channel. So if you found this video super useful, please, we'd love you to hit the subscribe button. We update the YouTube channel every week with new content, and if you want to watch some more relevant content, just click on the videos beside me.